Hey y'all, we are lucky to be living in the era that Terence Bud Crawford is fighting in. Terence Crawford is something different. He is a dog, he is an animal, he is an all-time great. It's not even close, fam. He just went out there and outclassed Canelo Alvarez like Canelo wasn't nothing. He looked stronger than Canelo. He looked slicker than Canelo. I already knew he was a slicker fighter than Canelo. I knew he had better skills than Canelo. But for real, Canelo couldn't hurt him. He took Canelo's best shots. He was getting the better of Canelo in exchanges, right? In the pocket, he out there out-dogging Canelo in the pocket, landing the harder shots in the pocket, hurting Canelo. Canelo got a great poker face because he was hurt several times throughout this fight, for real. And at one point in the fight, in the later rounds, in the championship rounds, Canelo Alvarez looked defeated. He looked defeated. He looked over it. He looked floored. And if they fight again, the story will remain the same. Terence Crawford will go out there and do the exact same thing, only he probably is going to stop. No, it's not a probably. He will stop Canelo Alvarez if they fight again. He will stop Canelo. If they fight again, Terence Crawford is stopping Canelo Alvarez. Seriously. And it's going to be crazy. A lot of people are going to say I'm tripping. He's stopping Canelo. Canelo can't do nothing with him. Terence looked comfortable fighting him. To the point when I'm seeing Terence throwing pity-pat shots at the end and to land bigger shots, he's not afraid of what's coming back. Terence Crawford, my uncle said it. Terence Crawford neutralized Canelo's offense with his feet, right? With his feet. And Terence is not one of them big, slow guys that Canelo be fighting that can't avoid his shots. Terence can move out of the way. He can't hit Terence with that same stuff he hitting, that he was hitting Kovalev and them with. He not hitting him with that same stuff. And Terence is more of a dog than Kovalev and them guys. Terence, in the clinch, he looks stronger. Terence look like he been fighting at 168 for years. This is his debut at 168. And he went up 2 weight classes, but if we being real, Terence really went up 3. Because he really just only had one fight at 154. He was at 47 for a while, for years. And went up to 168 and looked phenomenal. Looked outstanding, y'all. I'm telling you, man, Terence Crawford is a generational fighter. Put him in any era, he is a great fighter, all-time great. The man is the first 3-time undisputed champion in the 4-belt era, which is remarkable. That is uncharted territory. Terence Crawford, y'all can say what you want, because I hate this. You know, and Bud might, because Canelo, they asked Canelo, do we want a rematch? Canelo talking in circles. I love to fight, a fight with, with a great fighter and all of that. I love to fight a fight with a great fighter and all of that type of stuff. And they like, do you want to do it again? I like challenges, and I've done a lot in my career already. I've done great things in my. Hey, man, do you want to fight Terence Crawford again? Yes or no? Do you want the rematch? Right? And Bud, he might retire, but he might take the rematch to be the money man, to be the A side and get a bigger payday, and to stop Canelo this time. Because I see people still chirping, trying to lie to themselves, talking about he was throwing pity-pat punches, he was running, and he was moving. You see, I hate that. They call slick black fighters runners. Say we be on our bicycle. I'm sorry, y'all. They say we be on our bicycle. Because black fighters naturally have, most black fighters have slick styles. They're not going to let you just tee off and punch on them like rock'em sock'em robots. They're not just going to let you just unload and just exchange with you in the middle of the ring like a barroom brawl. Most black fighters that have been fighting since they were kids have slick styles. They're going to move, they're going to hit, not be hit. They're going to be able to counter punch. They're going to be able to have great punch placement. They're going to be able to have great punch accuracy. All of that. They're not going to sit and just let themselves get hit and be a stationary target, But they call it running. Oh, the black fighters, they run. No, man. But Terence Crawford, really, he was there for Canelo, for real. He was there for Canelo to hit. Canelo can't get off on him like that. He's circling Canelo. And then landing the more thudding, the better shots overall. Canelo don't want no pause with him of Terence Crawford. Canelo in trouble, he fight him again. That will be the first time y'all see Canelo Alvarez get knocked out. And there's going to be a whole lot of slow singing and flower bringing that night. See, I'm not saying Canelo going to be up off this earth, but he going to get stopped. For real. Terence know he can't mess with him now. He know he can't hurt him. Terence took his best shots. Terence not afraid to mix it up with him now. Terence, that boy Terence looked so good tonight, man. I said, oh my God, man. Y'all know I'm an Errol Spence fan. Shout out to EJ, man. Because EJ said, for your information, I'm going for Crawford tonight. EJ such a real dude. He always staying on code. Always staying on code, man. For real. Shout out to Errol Spence Jr. Y'all know Errol, my dog, one of my favorite fighters. The way he dismantled Errol, and what I saw tonight, I don't know how I ever thought he was beating EJ. I don't know how I ever thought EJ was beating him. Seriously. Terence, man, and my uncle always said this, it's hard to beat dudes that been fighting, that's been boxing like this since they were a kid. That's skilled like that. Errol started boxing as a teenager, 16, 17. Terence been boxing all his life. And then, not even just that, Terence is a dog, and Errol a dog too. But Terence, man, Terence really rises to the occasion in his big fights. And Terence's biggest fights, he give you the best performances. People looked at the Madrimov fight and say, well, Terence, look at what he did against Madrimov at 154. Ain't no way he beating Canelo. Madrimov was a little herky-jerky. He had upper body movement, etc., stuff like that. And Terence was more motivated in this fight to show the world I can beat the guy that is the face of boxing, and I can beat him easily. I can dismantle him. I can make it look smooth and comfortable. I can make it look easy breezy. Terence Crawford is just something special. Seriously. And my uncle said it before. It's a travesty we didn't even get to see him fight other fights. He would have stopped Manny Pacquiao. And Pacquiao know that. That's why Bob Arum kept him away from Manny Pacquiao. And even if he was over on the PBC side, shout out to Errol Spence. Errol told Al Heyman, no. I'm fighting him before anything else. I'm fighting him, right? And we were able to see the generational greatness from Terence Crawford in that Errol Spence fight. But if Terence would have fought a Danny Garcia, he would have fought a Keith Thurman. If he was able to fight a Mikey Garcia, if he was able to fight who else? If he was able to fight hell, even Sebastian Fundora. Big Yoga Fire, Yoga Flame, Big Dowsing. If he whooping Sebastian Fundora's ass. For real. Putting 2 foots in Sebastian Fundora. And Fundora know that too. Right? So, Terence, man, this was a phenomenal performance. I'm going to be marveling over this for years to come. All-time power in both hands. However you want it, you can get it. That's this spirit in him. Let me tell y'all something, man. That dog spirit in him, that champion grit in him, that is some admirable shit, man. And that brother, I respect him. That brother fight like he got 7 kids. He fight like he got 7 kids to feed. And he ain't letting his babies go hungry. You hear me? Omaha, Nebraska, y'all boy got me want to get a damn Nebraska Cornhuskers jersey. I ain't never been a Cornhusker fan in my life. He got me want to go get a Nebraska Cornhusker jersey. And my uncle told me this. My Uncle Corey told me this. The night that Sean Porter fought Terence Crawford and Terence Crawford stopped Sean, my uncle, and the video is still on this channel, my uncle said, Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez. And you had people in the comment section calling my uncle derogatory names, saying my uncle don't know what he's talking about. He needs to not know, he don't know boxing, all of that. My uncle said, nephew, I'm telling you, he will beat Canelo. And it's not going to be close. And it wasn't. Canelo was frustrated. He didn't know what to do. He looking at Eddie Reynoso and them like something hit him upside the head and he don't know where it's coming from. He looking for the answers. But Canelo, Eddie didn't have the answers tonight, Sway. He didn't have the answers. And I got to tip my cap to Bomac. Big Bo put together a beautiful game plan for Terence Crawford. Every time, man. And Terence, man, he's able to execute. He is the greatest fighter of this generation. Seriously. And truthfully, if Jermell Charlo didn't go fight Canelo, Terence could have been 4-time undisputed. 4-time undisputed, man. Terence can still keep racking up accolades. The man is almost 38 years old. He'd be 38 at the end of this month and just one of the best performances of his career at almost 38 years old against the face of boxing after going up 2 weight classes where people said he didn't belong. People said he wasn't going to be able to handle that power. People said he wasn't going to be able to do it. It wasn't going to work against Canelo. They said all that. They said Canelo Alvarez is not Errol Spence. But Terence Crawford just made light work of Canelo Alvarez. He made Canelo look like Canelo was the one moving up in weight. That's when you know a dude is just something different. Terence Crawford is he is an amazing, outstanding fighter. And he can fight in any generation. He's that great. He's that phenomenal, right? I know Antonio Tarver. I know Andre Ward. I know Roy Jones. I know, who else? There's a lot of people that pick Bud. I know Shakur Stevenson. I know all them dudes going crazy. Because Bud just made it look easy. Pound for pound, the best fighter in the game. Teddy Atlas told y'all what it was. People said, whatever Teddy say, pick the opposite. Teddy was right. He been seeing what Terence Crawford was for a long time. My uncle was calling this since Terence Crawford was fighting Julius Ndongo. Since he was fighting Victor Postal. My uncle was saying, T-Bud Crawford, that one. The one. And he showed he was the one without question. Listen, man. Them dudes cannot mess with dude, man. Now they're gonna move the goalpost again for Terence. They're gonna say, well, he really a weight bully now, so he can fight Benavidez. They're going to implore that Terence. They're gonna demand that Terence Crawford fight Benavidez, but they wasn't demanding that Canelo fight Benavidez. How ironic. They are now going to demand that Terence Bud Crawford fights David Benavidez, because he already beat Lil Benavidez. He beat Jose Benavidez at 47 years and years ago, right? But now they're going to say, well, you can fight Big Benavidez now, Terence. But they were never demanding that Canelo fight Big Benavidez. Y'all, man, Terence Crawford, listen, man, I am in awe. That brother, man, listen, that brother is just something different. It's something different, man. And again, when a fighter been fighting that young and they got that type of dog in them, they got that type of skill set, they got that type of fire, they got that type of resiliency, that type of grit, that type of power. Again, when Terence it was no fear in his heart, in his eyes. It was no fear of him. Terence looked comfortable, man, and he was having his way out there. And I say, man, this is one of the all-time great performances in boxing. Terence Crawford is an all-time great, and you have to tip your cap to Bud. Bud is something different. And this is coming from a big Errol Spence fan. Terence Bud Crawford deserves all the accolades. He is the greatest fighter of this generation, and he can fight in any era. I keep repeating myself, but I am just floored at what I saw tonight, man. For real. Canelo was so frustrated. He looking like, what am I doing? What am I going to do? If they fight again, he's stopping Canelo. That'll be the night y'all see Canelo Alvarez get whooped. Because Bud knows he can whoop him already. Bud is going to step on the gas, put on a killer. He's going to put that killer he's going to put that killer in overdrive to prove a point. Because people saying, well, you ran, Terence. You couldn't stop him. You just pity-patted with him. You did that hitting and moving. He's going to whoop Canelo's ass if they fight again. Seriously. And I promise you, it's going to be even more shocking. Because y'all going to say y'all ain't never seen Canelo get whooped like that. But tonight, the 147-pounder came up to 168 and showed the world what time it is. And showed the world he always been something different. They thought he wasn't that good. They thought he was good. They thought he was overrated. He always been different. Always been above the rest. He's always been ahead of the class. He's always been the cream of the crop. And he deserves the flowers, the accolades. He deserves the belts. He deserves #1 pound for pound. When a dude go up 2 weight classes, really 3, because again, he only had 1 fight at 154, and make the face of boxing, the people that everybody feel like is the legendary one, people felt like Canelo was the GOAT of this generation. Some would say Alexander Usyk as of recent, but you know, for a while, people look like Canelo was the GOAT of this generation. Terence Crawford said, nope, it's me. He's the uno. And listen, man, I love it. I'm impressed. I'm gonna be talking about this fight for days to come, so stay tuned with me. I just had to go live after the fight and then make a video after the fight because this is just, it's remarkable, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out, y'all. Peace.